Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of KuzilCraft. We have moved, and I want to show you. I think I've already shown you how to do the covers, but I kind of wanted to show you. Yeah, I did show you that a couple episodes ago, but I wanted to show you doing it. Let's see. Do I have iron ingots? Hope you've been enjoying the series as much as I have. All right. It would be helpful if I just did iron in the first place. Let's see. So for today's episode, I want to go over. I just want to progress a little bit more towards our goal of getting the digital miner, and I don't have anything here yet, so it's not like that needs to be covered up. And what I would like to do, that looks so clean. That looks so clean. And then I'm going to put the crafters all the way around and just cover the whole floor in crafters. I think that might be enough for a long time. Anyway, one of the things that I noticed was we're already at 100 FE per tick. How I've got this set up is, I'll show you the transmitter later, but for this I'm running power underneath. At least that's the goal. Right now it's all bunched together, but I would like to put the power underneath and then set the refined storage to kind of go through the walls and the floors as I need to. Obviously I won't need cables if the whole floor is crafters eventually. So we'll be replacing the cables with crafters. And then for the power transmission, I moved that from here down into my basement for the moment. And so how this works is I've got the power going in the back here, so it's hidden in the wall. And then so these are outputting to my energy cell, which has no power. Oh, it's because the other energy cell is filling up. It had me worried. Okay, so yeah, this other energy cell over here is filling up, and they're 4 million each, so it's going to take me quite a while to fill up. But this should power, I have this one here and I have another one under here. So if you were to take a look there, I've got another one here, and the plug is point is right here, the point. So that one is dedicated, this energy cell is dedicated for my AE system. That way, even if I'm out of power, I'll have 4 million power worth, and that should last me, several thousand ticks, several minutes at least to get the situation resolved. All right, so I want to upgrade to the next. Let's take a look at what it would be like to do the next one. Because our AE system is taking 1/3 of the power that we're generating, I want to see what it's going to take to make the next here, the blazing crystal. I think this is just a blaze rod and 90,000 FE per one. Okay, so if I were to go to blazing, how many blazes do I need? At 90,000 a piece. Blazing capacitor, so that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So basically 10. So that's 1 million FE. Wow. Okay. And then how much to do this? So that's going to give me how much per tick? So that'll go to 800 per tick. And the blazing, it'll be up to 200, so that'll double that. So to go overall, that'll be 1,000. I think we can afford to do that. How much is this going to take? So 4, 5, 5. So I need 15. Let's go get 15 blaze rods. And I know it's 90,000, not 100,000, so it's just a little bit less than 100,000. Now, why didn't I bring this straight over like this? That's okay. It gives it character, right? Let's grab 15 blaze rods, and let's just go up to the next tier. Now, you're going to be tempted to go to diamond, right? So diamond is the next one. Emeralds is the one after that. But remember, each one is progressively more power. So to craft. So for example, to craft this one is going to be 300,000 FE for a single craft. This one's going to be a whole million per craft. So I would at this point expect that you're into some sort of resource automation, resource gathering. I don't mean resource. I mean like reactor. So some reactor that's generating your power, because these are quite a lot more powerful. Like the starter reactor is 1,000 FE per tick. No, 250 FE per tick. The basic one is 1,000. So by the time we get up to like where we are now, hardened, it's 2.5 thousand. I mean, that's significantly more than what we're doing now. But let's go ahead and let's see if we can do. Let's see how long this is going to take. See, that's going to take a while. And this is not something that we can automate. So I'm going to have to do this by hand 15 times. So, and that's going to drain a lot of our power like crazy. So I will do that off camera and I will come back once that is done. All right, this is almost done. This is our last one. Then we'll craft these up. All right. So what I want to do is I want to make the blazing capacitor. It's going to be, let's see, where am I at on this? I think I'm wrapping around the other direction. And what else? Is that it? That's it. Okay. So let's make 2 of these casings because we're going to need them. And then we'll make 4. I got to put these in here. Then I got to make 4 of these. That should be 2 crafts. Good. Okay. And I think that's going to be it. Oh, yeah, I need 2 of these thermoplates. So 2 of those and go. All right, I think that's everything. Let's go grab the generators and come right back. So we'll pick both of these up. Ow. And we'll craft, let's see, let's do this first one. The Fernator. Craft that up. Now we got 800 FE per tick. That's amazing. And then this one here. Thermal generator. Now I'm curious when I go back if I'm going to have to redo the connections or not. We'll see. I don't think so. By that I mean like at the back of it when we connect up the power, we have to tell it. Yeah, looks like I do. That sucks. That is what I'm talking about right there. See how it's the pulling out? So that means I'm going to have to take this all apart just so that I can see that and do that. Good. Okay. It's fine. Put it all back together. All right. So now the other thing that I was doing is training up this chicken. And I think I'm going to use coal blocks until this chicken gets to level 60. Because, let's see, how is he doing right now? 13. So I decided to put a botany pot on top of here with tier 2 seeds on it and just kind of feed him constantly. I'll let this run overnight and see how many levels I get. But we have a long way to go. 47 levels left, and that's a lot. So I don't know if the XP needed per level goes up per level. I haven't been paying attention to that, but we're just going to leave him there for now. The goal is to get him to level 60 and then use him as my coal generator for the Fernator, because this is actually gonna burn through this carbon rather quickly. That's a whole block that it's chewing through right now. So I'm gonna have to manually feed in blocks of coal. I could get a hopper, stick it in here with a chest, and just fill it up with a bunch of blocks of coal until the chicken gets. Look at that! It's chewing through a whole block of coal super quick. So the chicken up here is going to have to produce a lot of coal. All right, so that's filling up. Now we have 1,000 FE per tick, and we should be okay to make our digital miner. So Mekanism is a little different in that it's, oh, you know what? The other thing I wanted to make while we're here, I really like these illumination panels. These are pretty neat. Let's see if I can make them. Yeah, no problem. So that's just glowstone. I don't have a glowstone recipe, so let's go ahead and do that, because I'm making glowstone dust. And then I think that's just stone, isn't it? I don't want tough. I want stone. Let's see. Does stone work? Yes. Cool. And then I want to be able to make these little panels. And these panels are just basically like taking those 3 slabs and making panels out of them. So these are really cool looking. I really like this, how these look. So let's just make 10 of those for now. There we go, or 12, that's fine. And you can put them on things just like a panel. So for now, I don't really have a great place to put them. So we'll just stick them there for now. I guess, I don't know, there's a good spot. Up there. And then on the floor, we can make the other one, the actual block. And that's going to be... let's go ahead and make the redstone torches. That's one thing I do like about Applied Energistics. Applied Energistics has a grid that will connect to all of your crafters. These are not what they're called. They're called molecular assemblers. And you can take your patterns and put them into the monitor here, and it'll actually place it in any of your crafters. Now, refined storage would have to change these to be something else, or have the ones that interact with furnaces to be something else. So they probably do that for simplicity's sake, because that's kind of their shtick, is simplicity. So again, with a tough, definitely don't want that. I want stone. Good. Uh-oh. Okay, let's make another crafter. And we'll stick that in the ground here to our left. Now you can put speed upgrades in all these and make them work faster. I'm not really that concerned about waiting a couple seconds for these. All right, cool. All right, so now we have some light, and let's go ahead and put some in the ground, actually, in the floor. So see how many I want? 4. Let's do 6. Okay, 8 is fine. Is this an even number? Did I mess up? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I did. Oh my goodness. How did I do that? I want this wall to be back one more. This way. Well, I will do that off camera. That won't take me long. That means I have to move all this too. Okay, so we'll wait on putting that in there. How about this? Is this an even number? Nope, this is right. This is 7. This is only 6. Oh my goodness. Alright, well, I'll take all this down. Move it out one more. I can't believe I did that. Okay, I'll do that right now, because I don't think I can... I want to keep building. No, we're just going to keep going. Okay, I'll do that off camera. Alright, so the digital miner. So the first step in Mekanism is to make something called a metallurgic infuser. And what that... Do we have steel? We have a steel chicken, don't we? Steel, osmium. I think we have both. Let's go take a look. The metallurgic infuser is going to let you make steel, but if you have steel, it's tungsten, steel. There's regular steel. Okay, let's take that, and then osmium is kind of like a blue-looking one. There we go. Excellent. So let's take a bunch of this. Now, what you would do is you would take your metallurgic infuser, put some coal and iron into it, and that's going to make like this iron slurry kind of thing. We're going to need to make a metallurgic infuser anyway, so let's go ahead and do that. And I'll kind of show you how to do that process. There we go, it's right here. So this is a pretty easy recipe. We're going to want this recipe because we're going to make a few of these. Got one more, two more over here. Okay. No, that is not what I wanted. I do not want a deep slate one. I want a regular cobblestone one. There we go. And then this recipe here. Yep, that looks right. And we'll go ahead and craft that. Eventually you're going to need at least 4 of these. Now, if you're going to craft the steel yourself, then you're going to need 6. They do not stack, apparently. So, these need power. Did I not make... Yeah, what is this called? Pipe. Energy pipe. Alright, so let's go underneath here, like I was planning on doing. And we'll just grab power from here. We do need to wrench it out of there. That is one thing I don't like about the pipes mod, is that generator should automatically output like that. Just because that's what they do. They're not going to do anything else. Alright, we can stick the metallurgic infuser there. That's totally fine. And so what you're going to do is you're going to take some coal. Let's grab a couple pieces of coal. And we'll grab one piece of iron. You're going to need 2 pieces of coal per piece of iron to make steel. What you're going to do is you're going to put the coal. You have a section over here. This is the, what does it call? It calls it the extra, the resource, whatever. This is the input and the output and the power. So there's two ingredients that's going to make the output. So a piece of coal is going to be turned into carbon, and you're going to use 10 millibuckets of carbon. I mean, technically it makes it fluid, similar to the fernator, turns it into fluid. Okay, so then you get this enriched iron, and you're going to put that enriched iron in there with another 10 millibuckets of carbon, and you're going to get steel dust. So basically, if they infuse a metal, a piece of iron with 2 things of coal, then you're going to smelt this steel dust, and that's going to give you steel. But we've got a chicken producing steel, so we don't need to do that. We don't need to have that automated. And I think there's a steel bee, so we're pretty set on steel. What some people would do is they would put 2 metallurgic infusers next to each other. They would output to the side here and automatically eject, right? And then they would change this to have the input here. Well, it's already set there. And then it would automatically bring in the enriched iron. And then you would just need to put coal in both of these, and you'd be able to get your steel dust. And then put that right next to a smelter of some sort. Well, in this case, we don't need to do that. So we're just going to skip that altogether. But I wanted you to understand the basics of it. Alright, so the first parts of this is going to be the steel casing. This is like a really, really basic. This is just glass. Let's go ahead and make that a pattern. I would like to be able to automate the crafting of this digital miner. That would be really nice. Let's put you over there. Okay, and then these are logistical sorters. I really like these things. These are like a great way to sort items. Remember how I was telling you that there's a bunch of different ways to sort items that are really, really useful? And we haven't really gotten into sorting items outside of pipes, and maybe now is a really good time to introduce you to modular routers. Okay, let's go ahead and make some of these. So this is modular routers. What it does is you have a router and then you stick certain modules in it to make it do stuff. It sounds more complicated than it is. All right, let's go ahead and make some of these recipes. We will definitely want to automate this. All right. Wrong monitor. There we go. Cool. All right, so now we can make a modular router. And we're just going to make a couple of different modules to kind of work with this thing, because we want to automate this first piece here. So if I go back to the digital miner, it was a logic circuit. We want to automate that process. And to do that, we're going to need these polar module and a sender module. It's really, really simple. The Mark II is basically just a Mark I with an ender pearl. Not a bad. Do we have a recipe for the piston yet? No. Okay. Let's go ahead and do that. The tier 1, the Mark I is only works in line with whatever it's working with. So I'll show you what I mean here in a minute. You know me, I'm gonna make it, I'm gonna show you how it works, and then I'm gonna show you why the Mark II is better. All right, so up here, and then we're gonna attach a slime to that. Make sure that you use the right materials when you're crafting this, because when you go to craft it later, you're gonna be really annoyed that that this isn't. All right, so then for the tier 2, you're gonna take a tier 1. I'm unexacting it because I want it to use any of these, and an ender pearl. So we have ender pearls for days. We don't really mind. Oh, let's make another crafter. We're gonna need to upgrade to diamond here pretty soon, the next tier of power, before we get this digital miner up and running, just to power our crafters. Yeah, I wonder if this is going to be a problem. I usually like to put a pressure plate here to open doors as I leave them, so I don't have to click on them. But we'll see if that's going to be a problem there or not. All right, so we have our Mark II pattern here. Let's do the sender. The sender is more simple. It's not a sticky piston. It's just a regular piston. And then the Mark II is the same thing. It's the Mark I without, and I didn't make that exact, but I don't think it matters. Okay, so let me show you how this works. So naturally we're going to have a crafter, right? And that's going to go underneath a chest. Let's grab the chest. Oak chest is perfect. And we'll put that right, here. And we want it to face up. And then I think I have cables coming. I wonder if I can put a cover on that. All right, let's grab some cables. Oh, that's another recipe we need from refined storage. These cables. Okay. Because we only have 3. So let's go ahead and make those. Let's do 20. I'm going to place these down here. Then I'm going to see if I can put a cover on top of this. I'm not really sure I can. Yeah, polished andesite. Let's make another one. There we go. And we'll see. Yes, I can. Sweet. All right, great. So we're going to put a chest on top of this. And now I want to be able to move the items from the chest into... Oh. Great, we're getting lots of leads from that guy. Okay, so we're going to use the modular router to move items from this chest into here, and then let those items get pulled out. So let's pull this up, because I want that to be a hollow one. Okay, and then I want an importer off the face here. So I actually want the output to be here. We're going to input in the top. And we're not going to auto eject, but it doesn't really matter. These here don't really matter. I guess I could do the extra on the side. That's fine. And energy is coming from the bottom. Okay, cool. That's all sorted. So let's put down the modular router, and I'll show you how this works. We can put the modular router, it doesn't matter, here for now, and then we can stick it wherever we want later. So let's grab a let me show you how this works. So a Mark 1 will work just fine with this setup because there's a line of sight here, so I can pull from here, send to here without any issues. So let's go ahead and show you what that looks like. We'll do a Mark 1 sender and a Mark 1 puller, and I'll show you what I mean. Okay, now the recipe for this digital miner, or for this basic control circuit, is a piece of osmium and a piece of redstone. There is a way to make this more efficient. We will definitely be doing that as soon as possible. But the osmium basically takes one osmium and one ingot, and the pattern for this is going to go under here. So when I say, hey, make me a basic logic circuit, it's going to output a redstone and an osmium into this chest. So what I want the modular router to do is pull out the redstone and stick it on the left side, pull out the iron ingot and stick it on the osmium ingot and put it on the top. So what that means is I'm going to take the polar module and I'm going to pull from this chest. Direction doesn't matter. I'm going to pull from the right, and I'm going to whitelist both the redstone and the osmium. Okay, and we're going to pull like that. And when I put this in here, these are going to pull. Okay, now I don't think this is going to work because this is the same. It's just going to pull out. Now, if I had this in the middle of these two, if I were to say send to the right, it will put it back in the chest, and it's just going to be a loop. But if I had the chest here and the modular router here, I could say, hey, pull from the left and move to the right. It would just be like a one-to-one thing. So there's no like control over over how this module works, other than, is it next to something? Now I could put this way over here, right? And I could say pull from the right side redstone, right? And it doesn't have to be touching it, as far as I know. Maybe a range upgrade or something, but this can send stuff long distance, But we're not going to play with the Mark 1s because they're a little tricky like that. The Mark 2s are much easier to work with, which is why I tend to prefer those. Which is why I made the recipe for them straight away. So we're gonna make this, and I think we're gonna have to discard this one since we've played with it a little bit. Missing ender pearls. Okay. So basically, the modular router works like a pipe at the Mark 1 level, but since we have pipes, it doesn't really make sense to use it. Use the Mark 1. Mark 2 is just always what I use. Mark 3 for the sender works cross-dimensionally, so let's say I could mine something in another dimension and I could have it send somewhere else. I've never played with that either. That seems like there's better ways to do that. So I only ever do the Mark II sender and receiver. So we just need a Mark II polar now. This got set to name. There we go, Mark II polar. Okay, let's put this back over here. I'm actually gonna set it. Can I set it up here and still have access to the top? Yeah, I think so. All right, so I'm gonna actually pull from this chest, and what you do is you shift right click on it. This is what I was trying to do with the other one, and you're gonna whitelist these two items in here, right? So you pull these two items and stick them in the buffer, right? So when I put these in here, it's gonna pull whichever one first and stick it in the buffer. Now I need actually two senders, because one I'm going to define for the top and one I'm going to define for the side. So let this one be for the side here, and you can see that it's the side of the block. This would be the top, this would be the front, this would be the right side, etc., right? So this one highlights the left side. That means that's the left side that it's sending to. What I want it to do is I want it to send this redstone to that side, because we set up this left side as where I want the redstone to go. So I'm going to stick this in the in here, and then when I give it redstone, it's going to put it in here. Now I have 10 redstone, and it happens so fast you can't even see it. It's wireless, right? Now this other one is for the osmium, so we'll whitelist osmium, and we'll see if we can attach it to the top. Perfect. So I'm going to stick that in there, and so now when I put in an osmium, it's going to stick it in there, and it's going to work. Now this recipe is going to require 2 redstone to work, because it takes 20 millibuckets of redstone to get your basic logic circuit. Now what we can do is we can craft an importer. I don't think I have a recipe for the importer yet. The importer is a really important piece for refined storage. It just pulls out anything. Oh, we don't have this recipe yet? Sweet, let's do it. I know that was one I was waiting on. There it is, sweet. And voila. What it's going to do is when you attach it to a machine, so the output here on the metallurgic infuser is the front. So it's going to output to the front. So I'm going to put the importer out here, and so when the machine is done crafting, whatever is in this blue square is going to be pullable by the importer. It's going to be importable by the importer. Kind of a weird way to say that. When I stick this here, that's going to pull that out of there, and it's gone. Now it's in my system. It's sort of like, we've done that before, right? We've done the importer. We did that with the furnace. Okay. So now we have to just make the recipe for the logic circuit. But there's something else I want to make. It's going to make it more efficient, and that's going to be if I have a what's that called? Mechanism. No, it's not gonna be any of these factories, although we do want to make factories like straight away. Enrichment chamber. Okay, the enrichment chamber is going to take 2 control circuits, so let's just manually make that. Okay. Now if I stick both of these in here, this should work automatically, right? Yeah, excellent, right? That's awesome. A little bit automated, not fully automated yet, and then it's going to take, that's it. So we already know how to make all the rest of that. All right, and let's go ahead and make one. Now we do have to remember we have to go back and tell the system how to make this basic control circuit. Okay, so let's put some more power. We have to go under. Do I have it on me? I don't. Let's grab those cables. Power. My goodness. I can't think of what it's called. Energy pipe. Of course. Power, energy. All right. So this is going to come underneath. All right, great. And we're going to put the enrichment chamber here. And what we're going to do instead now, instead of placing the redstone dust into here, we're going to take this redstone dust and place it over here. Okay? Now, what this is going to do, we're going to input here. Let's output, auto output to the side. We'll do power under here. There we go. Now, what this is going to do, watch this. I'll put a redstone in here. Okay. And this is going to pull it out and stick it over here. This is going to cook it up and place it back in the chest. And what it's going to cook to is this enriched redstone. So let's grab another puller. I'm just going to take these and put these in the trash. So let's take another puller Mark II and another sender Mark II. Okay. And I want to pull from here this enriched redstone. Okay. And this is going to work in order, by the way. So you want to be careful with this because I almost want to make another modular router and stick it on top of here. We have plenty of them and they're fairly cheap to make. That internal buffer is going to be a problem. So let's take the redstone dust and use this one to move that. And then we'll take the enriched redstone. How do I want to do this? Because, yeah, we'll just do it here. Put the redstone dust here. So this is going to handle the redstone dust like this. The enriched redstone is going to come here, and then this is going to pull the enriched redstone, the osmium ingot, and basically what we were doing before, but with the enriched redstone instead of the redstone dust. So basically the same thing we just had, but with enriched redstone instead of the redstone dust. Now, let's take a look at this crafting recipe for this. We're going to go processing. We're going to do a piece of redstone and 8 osmium. I'll show you why here in a minute. Is going to make 8 logic circuits. So we're going to leave this here for now. And watch this. No, it's going to make 4. Let's take this down to 4. Okay, it's going to make 4 logic circuits. So remember how to make one of these it needed 20 millibuckets of redstone? This one redstone cooked by an enrichment chamber gives us 80 millibuckets. So this is as good as 1 redstone turns into 8 redstone. which means I can put 4 of these in here per 1 redstone now, and that can make us 4 basic logic circuits. Does that make sense? So 1 redstone in an enrichment chamber becomes enriched redstone, which is worth 8 redstones, 80 millibuckets. So this is how we can be way more efficient with our redstone. We really don't need to because we got tons and tons of redstone, but as far as the fundamentals and the basics of Mekanism go, that is what you would want to do for efficiency. So once that is done cooking up, we're going to finish this recipe. Actually, we could do it now. Basic control circuit. Okay, we're going to imprint that, and we're going to place that in the crafter underneath here. Now it's going to submit 1 redstone and 4 osmium ingots. So let's go ahead and show you what that's going to look like. Take these. We'll just say craft 1. This is going to craft 4. We don't have a choice to just craft 1. So that's going to stick the... Now why is that moving? Oh, because of this. Yes, of course. Okay. And this is going to have the osmium added to it. Okay. That was my bad. So this should only be doing redstone dust, not redstone dust and osmium. And this one should do redstone, enrich redstone and osmium ingots. And this will output your basic control circuits. Okay, now that we have that done, we need to duplicate this system around the corner here for the basic control circuits, the advanced control circuits, and the last one here. But we are already running out of time. That's crazy. Okay. Just to show you how to make a control circuit. That took forever. Alright, we know how to make all this, but you did learn how to use the modular routers a little bit. So that was a useful video. So we have 4 of the things ready to make, and this teleportation core is going to require these atomic alloys. I'll show you how to make those probably in the next video. Alright, that's it for me. Hope you guys had a great day. We'll check you out on the next episode. I will duplicate this process around the corner here. That way it'll save us a little bit of time in the next episode. And I'll just show you what everything is happening, what's all happening with this in the next episode. Alright guys, take care. Catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.